Official discussions in the EU and UK regarding the potential use of frozen Russian assets have intensified, raising the prospect of a decision as early as the EU Leaders Summit, which begins on December 18, although uncertainty remains about the final outcome. Follow key debates on European policies and their market implications with premium news, analysis, and investment tools by upgrading to Investing Pro. Get 55% off today. Around €210 billion in Russian central bank reserves were frozen by the G7 at the start of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, with approximately €185 billion held at Euroclear in Brussels, placing the EU at the center of any potential action. While discussions about unfreezing these assets have been circulating for years, momentum increased after the European Commission presented a proposal on December 3 to use the frozen Russian assets as collateral for a large loan to Ukraine. The plan would initially total around €90 billion over 2026 to 2027. UK ministers have also indicated they are prepared to include around £8 billion in frozen assets held in the UK as part of the broader effort. Recent discussions between EU and UK officials, including meetings in London, suggest the issue is gaining political momentum. While a final decision remains uncertain, a vote in the EU could take place at the EU Leaders Summit, which begins on December 18, said Morgan Stanley strategists, led by Marina Zavalok, in a note. The proposal reportedly relies on emergency powers to circumvent potential vetoes from individual countries within the EU, but requires approval from Brussels, where most of the assets are located, they added. From a European economic perspective, Morgan Stanley outlines three possible financing pathways for Ukraine. The first option involves increased spending through national budgets, but the bank highlights that fiscal constraints are binding across much of the EU, with countries like France and Italy having limited room to increase defense spending.